Well, hello everybody and welcome to Lunch Break Live, real talk about obesity, food addiction, recovery, and what's really eating you. I am Carrie Dela Cruz here with you today on this National Smile Day. Finally, a Friday. Whew, I don't know about you guys, but it has been an incredibly long week today. Anyway, today's subject brought to you by a suggestion from Melissa and seconded by Marcus. I think you guys are double teaming me. I asked for some, simple suggestions, and you guys came back at me with this super, easy breezy. I could probably do it with one brain tied behind my back. Subject. You said, can you talk to me about beliefs and how we can change them? Well, I don't know. It sounds really easy, right? Just change what you believe. Oh my gosh. And of course, it's been a crazy morning so far around the office. So, I'm really going to be working hard on this one. And like a duck, I'm going to be paddling, frantically beneath the surface, but hopefully it won't show above the water. All right. So I think the first thing I want to say is when I talk about your beliefs, okay, and changing them, I am not talking about beliefs like, is there a God? Although that is something I think we all do need to discover for ourselves, figure out why we believe what we believe. But that's not what I'm talking about. Whether or not we believe in God, where we go when we die, is it okay to murder? Those are not the beliefs that I am talking about. Those would be kind of core beliefs, core values, core principles, okay? That are pretty hardcore. All right. What I'm talking about are actually things like things that we believe to be true about ourselves, about others, and about life. Okay? That's kind of a preface. And in order to explain it a little bit further, I will encourage you to think about things like this. These are the kinds of beliefs that I am referring to when I talk about the need to explore them, to determine if they are actually valid and how they are affecting you in everyday life, all right? Things like this. Do I have value as a human being? Do I have value as a friend, as a mate, as a parent? Am I worthy? Am I an embarrassment? Is there a reason to be ashamed of me? Was I wanted? Do I deserve more? Do I deserve anything? Do I think I'm strong? Do I think I'm weak? Am I capable? Do I trust myself? Do I trust others? Do I forgive too easily? Do I forgive not enough or not at all? Do I hold grudges? Do I let people walk all over me? Do I believe everything always happens to me? Do I believe life isn't fair? Do I believe that I can actually treat my obesity for the rest of my life? Do I believe I can be a success? Do I believe I am a failure? Do I believe addiction is not something I can successfully treat? Do I believe that I will ever be loved? Do I believe I will ever be healthy? Do I believe I will ever be respected? Those are some of the themes that I came up with when I thought about things that we believe. And those things deeply affect our behaviors. They are, these beliefs are, and when I say they're not often ours, they're things that we came to believe as a result of things that we were told when we were young, things that happened to us that we had no control over, and things that we learned to do to protect ourselves, okay? So these beliefs often are not really grounded in anything relevant today, and yet they are so foundational to who we believe that we are as people. So when I am talking about the need to maybe change the things you believe, I'm talking about, I have a hair in my mouth, sorry. I'm talking about things that, not like, is it okay to murder? That's not something you really think about on a daily basis, although some people do need killing, but that is not what I'm talking about here. What I'm talking about is, am I worthy? Do I have value? Well, those things matter. And that belief, if you believe that you're not worthy and you have no value, then your thoughts are going to come out of that belief and say, if I have no value and if I'm not worthy of anything, then I'm not going to expect much out of myself or others. I'm going to allow myself to be abused or taken advantage of. I'm going to desperately try to seek love or value from others because I don't find it within myself. And so it's kind of like it will just fall on the ground in front of you because it doesn't have a home inside your heart or inside your head, okay? So these are big things, you guys. I mean, they really, really are. And these are the things that I cannot discover for you. I can't reveal for you. You guys have to sit down and think about the way in which, sometimes it's backing into it. It's like, how do I treat myself? How do I behave? Well, I don't make healthy food choices. I complain a lot, or I ignore reality because it's just too painful. I don't forgive people very easily, or I forgive people too easily, whatever it is. See, those are your behaviors, right? And those come from beliefs that say what? If I don't forgive someone, I won't be liked, right? If I hold someone else accountable for things, maybe I'll have to hold myself accountable for things. If I expect other people to be responsible, maybe I will have to be responsible, and I don't want to be responsible. There's a belief for you. I don't want to be responsible. There are other beliefs that come up that, things like, well, look, I was raised in a house where we don't express our feelings and we don't talk about things. Therefore, I believe that I cannot express my feelings. Well, the truth of the matter is feelings are important, and expressing emotions and feelings is important, but so is acknowledging or recognizing that you have feelings. Maybe you don't feel safe because when you cried, the adult in your life said, I'll give you something to cry about. Oh, well then, obviously being hurt is not enough of a reason to cry, and I don't want to be given another reason to cry. Therefore, it's not safe or okay to cry. Maybe people were not demonstrably affectionate in your life. Maybe you weren't hugged. Maybe you didn't cuddle or snuggle, or maybe you didn't kiss, whatever it was in your life, right? And so now you believe that that's, is that okay to do? Maybe that's a foreign thing. I mean, I'm seeing these other people do this, but that's not how I was raised. We need to explore the input. What was modeled for us in our lives, in our family systems, and in our the friends that we surrounded ourselves by. We have to explore those things and say, are those healthy things? Are those behaviors that I have based in unhealthy beliefs? I think it's fair to say that if we were raised in an environment that was not affectionate, I think most people would say affection is important. I'm not talking about overly affectionate, okay? Because that's the other end of the spectrum. That's the pendulum over swinging, okay? But some affection is important. Emotion is important. Crying when you feel like you need to cry is important. And if that wasn't modeled for us, then we probably don't do it now, but we recognize the need to explore that in our lives and see if that's a need that needs to be met in our lives so that we can live healthy and in recovery, for life, and better treat our obesity, right? And I hear this a lot. Well, I wasn't raised that way. My mom wasn't like that. Nobody showed me that. Therefore, I'm not like that. Well, how's that working out for you, as Dr. Phil says? Obviously, if that's not working, then it's up to you. Like, we're not responsible for what happened to us when we were children, like how life was modeled for us in our homes, in our family system. We're not responsible for that. But if that wasn't healthy, if we as adults can now look at it and say, you know what, maybe that wasn't very healthy, it's our responsibility to do what we have to do to change that belief and begin to behave in healthier ways. It may not ever be instinctive to us, right? We may have to say, okay, there's a lot of huggers in the world, right? You walk up and you just hug, right? But if you're not a hugger, then you're going to have to stop and think about it before you get there and go, okay, it's my job, if I feel that maybe this is a person that could be important in my life or is important in my family life, my family system, I'm going to need to go up and hug that person. They're huggers. That would be a good thing for me to do. It's like you think about your behavior before you even go into it. I'm not saying it's going to be comfortable. Some things just aren't comfortable, but guess what? The more you do them, the more accustomed to them we become. As our behaviors, the more frequently we participate in and model healthy behaviors, the more accustomed to them we feel, and we don't have to think about it every time. So in other words, once we get more comfortable hugging someone, we don't have to think about hugging them every time. Once we get more comfortable sharing how we feel about things, sometimes it's hard to share your feelings no matter what, right? But the more comfortable we get where we're not second guessing ourselves, and we say, look, this is how I feel, for better or worse. This is it, okay? I'm putting it out there. Well, again, if you were raised not to share your feelings, not to share your emotions, this may not be immediately comfortable for you, but you can become acclimated to it. So that is what I'm talking about when I'm talking about the need to explore your beliefs and see if those are serving you well and in a healthy way. And I guess what I would say is, on your journey, as you're working toward this healthy, balanced recovery in your life, examine these things that you believe as they come up, and you see your unhealthy behaviors, and you see, where those behaviors are rooted, and you say, is it valid? Is this still applicable in my life? Do I have value? Was I taught to believe I had no value? Was I not shown affection? Look at that and say, is that still valid? If it isn't, we've got to say, all right, what do I need to do to change my behavior? Well, it's going to start with thinking. I'm going to have to think differently. I'm going to have to explore that. You know what? This is good stuff to talk to a therapist about. It's good stuff to talk to a friend about, a minister, someone in the church, someone in AA or OA in a 12-step program, maybe your sponsor. I mean, this is really important stuff to check and say, hey, what does this sound like to you? I feel this way. I think this way. I think that everything always, bad always happens to me. What does that sound like to you? Someone's going to maybe say, ooh, sounds like you might have a little bit of a victim, complex going on there. You might want to reevaluate that. Does anything good ever happen to you? So do you see what I'm saying? And this comes from a place of honesty and trust. Maybe we don't trust ourselves because we have a history of not making very healthy or wise decisions. So we have to begin to establish a relationship of trust with ourselves so that we can question the things that we believe and determine if they still serve us in healthy ways. How's that for something on the fly without a net? I'm going to look at your comments, and then I'm going to... I'm looking at my computer to see what time it is, and it just shut down on me. Hey, we're doing good on time. So I'm going to look at your comments, and then I'm going to let you guys go. Let's see here. Da, da, da. I always sing when I scroll through the comments. I don't know what that's all about. Either change the song or stop doing it. I just haven't decided yet. All right, so I'm aware of it now. I don't believe I need to do that anymore. Whatever. Okay. See, I almost started to do it again. Hi, Mom. I'm glad you're here. And Angela and Cynthia, I'm glad you made it back, honey. And Hope, hey, every once in a while you show up. I love that. Hi, everybody. Hi, everybody. I love the little community that we're building, by the way. Absolutely love it. And I know my mom loves having all of these virtual kids in her life. She loves being your virtual mom, I assure you. Hi, Shannon Watts. I'm glad you're here. Hey, stay safe, girlfriend. I'm watching this weather stuff going on, and I realize you're inland, but still, you could get rain bands in that little spaghetti graph that we see online. Just be safe, all right? Heavy duty beliefs. Yeah, this stuff is deep. It's rooted deep, and oh boy, do we protect it. We really wrap it up and wrap it up and wrap it up. Why? Because we want it, to be safe, because we don't want to change it. We don't want to disrupt it. It's really challenging to change things in our lives that are really, really familiar to us, even if they're unhealthy. It's really challenging. And we have to gently unwrap it. I'm not talking about blowing it up. Gently, gently. Maybe you need to have someone with you going, help me unwrap this, because I'm afraid that everything that I was protecting inside is going to be broken when I open it up. And then what do? I need to pick up the pieces, and I can't do it alone. That's okay. You know what? Find a friend. Phone a friend, find a friend, do whatever you got to do, and you guys can unwrap this stuff together. Don't do this alone. Oh my goodness, heavens no! I think recovery is a team sport. No one can do it for you, but you can't do it alone. All right. This is one of the big things for me. It says Hope. Am I worthy? Do I deserve? Am I capable? Absolutely. And these are not things that we think about every day. They're just beliefs that we have about ourselves. I can't do it. We're so used to saying it, we don't even try anymore because it's what we believe about ourselves, right? Or, am I worthy? Oh, I'm raising my hand on that one. I spent a long time believing that I wasn't worthy. And it wasn't anything that my mom and dad did. They always loved me. Always. I never, ever questioned that I was loved or that I was wanted. Ever, ever, ever. So where did that come from? If it didn't come from them, life, people put stuff in, teachers, kids at school, neighbors, whatever it is, that stuff just got put in there. And I began to question, my mom and dad didn't know I questioned my value or my worth. My mom is stunned when I tell her some of the stuff that I used to think. And she'd say, I had no idea you felt that way. Because if she had, she would have said, oh, honey, I love you and value you. Of course she would have. See, this is deep stuff, and it hurts. Oh, it's so painful. Do we really want to stand up and say, I'm worthless? Oh my gosh, no, because then we'll feel even more worthless. So that is big stuff. You are so, so right, Hope. Do I deserve? We are worthy of every good thing, and don't get me crying, because so many of us don't believe that. You guys deserve it. We all deserve it. Okay? Can't say that enough, but I can't make you believe that. You're going to have to work on that yourselves. I don't want to cry my makeup off. Cynthia, I'm trying to look through my little tears. Amazing when I finally began to find value in myself. I almost felt guilty doing it at first. Yeah. It's almost like we are cheating on ourselves, or we are feeling something that we don't deserve to feel. Absolutely. And that is a process of walking it back and saying, no, all right, you feel unworthy, and now you feel guilty about developing a relationship within yourself that's based on worthiness. And yeah, okay, there's no room for guilt in that equation. No, bye-bye guilt. Time for you to go. We talk to this stuff, at least I do. Anyway, my nose is running now. Actually, 3 things are biggies for me in the events that have occurred in the last 48 hours, the ounce. Okay. So, yeah, life happens. Big time life happens. I never, ever, ever. If I come on here and somehow make you guys think that this stuff is easy, no. Then I need to change the way I'm telling you, because no, it's not easy, but it is possible. It is possible. I believe that. And I realize that it's more challenging for some people for lots of reasons. We have mental health stuff that we're dealing with. Maybe we have to see through depression. Maybe we see things, a lot of us went through a lot of trauma that other people didn't go through. So I do understand that the road to recovery can be more challenging because of life events. But I really believe that with loving support from other people, you can do it. I believe that. And maybe I'm a Pollyanna about it, but it's true. Hi, Diana. I'm so glad that you're here. Let's see here. I'm just going to scroll down to the very end. Listen to me, not singing. We fiercely protect them. Yes, yes. All right. So, your job when you are feeling scared and when things are happening is to seek professional help if need be. So Hope, if something's going on and it's feeling out of control, you got to seek some professional intervention maybe. Whether it's a doctor because it's physiological, whether it's a psychologist or a therapist because it's emotional and it's mental. It's very real, okay? But it's our job to be advocates for ourselves, to protect ourselves and take care of ourselves. It is no one else's responsibility to save you from your crap. It is no one else's responsibility to save me from my crap. We all have to save ourselves from our crap the best way we know how, and that is raising a hand. Okay? Raising a hand and saying, I'm willing to do the work to get out, but I'm putting my hand out. Can you do it with me? Not for me. No one can do this for you, but you can't do it alone. So I'm going to leave you guys on that note, and thank you so much for being with me all week. Man, it has been a really powerful week, you guys. So, so grateful to you for being here as ever. I don't know about you, but I'm having a great time. I am just learning so much. I'm learning so much about you guys. I'm learning so much about myself and my journey and my recovery. And, I'm so joyful as I prepare for this program and spending this time with you guys. It brings me great joy. It's something that I love to do. And I would encourage all of you to find things that you love to do, things that bring you joy, and do them. And then recognize that weird feeling that you're not used to having is joy. All right, you guys? I'm signing off now. I'm going to remind you guys all to have courage, seek peace, embrace joy, and above all, believe that you can live your recovery. Remember, you can't stop feeding what's eating you if you don't know what's eating you. Take care, you guys. Have a great weekend. I'll see you on Monday. Take care. Bye.